Last we had left off, our wonderful little team of adventurers had a little bit of a brush with death, attempting to explore the Triad Lakes. They realized that they might have been a little bit over their heads and decided to leave. And so they did. Along the roads, though, it seemed other things had other plans, as both Darcy and seemingly an assassin decided that, hey, this is a perfect time to do something interesting.
Don't act like I had any choice in the matter.
Well, you know. The party interacted with Darcy himself seemingly completely asleep and with no case of awakeness. They managed to subdue whatever sort of influence was emitting from him. And then, a few days after, an assassin attacked the party. Or was it the other way around?
Other way around.
Other way around, yes. But the assassin that attacked the party was seemingly after one of them. But the plans were foiled, and they were destroyed. The party then continued onwards to Filden, which I believe we're picking up here the morning after. Right?
Yes. Yeah, morning after Darcy.
Mm-hmm. Let's try this one. But all of you wake up after a long rest, refreshed, though not exactly happy with the occurrences of the night previous.
I don't think I was, because you said I did not get the benefits of a long rest, if I recall correctly.
No. Darcy, you wake up, you sit up, and you saw those strings on the back of your hands. Some new ones, specifically. And within that discomfort and realization, you also realize that your body feels like it's in horrible pain. Like you did not get any sleep. And somehow got worse than you were the previous night.
I'm next to him. I'm like, good morning, Darcy. How was your rest?
Not good. Feels like someone tossed me down the river.
Well, we had to take some extreme measures. Unfortunately, our preparations didn't work.
What happened?
Happened again, but luckily, no one died.
So,
It was close.
we'll have to get better at tying ropes.
Yeah.
The thing is, out of character, I recall correctly, the ropes did not matter.
So we got to get better at it.
Oh, yeah,
Didn't
Darcy.
someone
We just
fail to
gotta
check?
make sure they matter.
Darcy, you're still tied up.
I start about do the ropes matter?
Unfortunately, not. It looked like you were unconscious the entire time. But it was like your body was possessed. I could feel something in there.
So, okay. I guess silver lining is that we're learning. Unfortunately, we're learning.
You know, maybe at some point, whenever we get a little bit of gold to our names, we can maybe we can upgrade the cart to just be a giant metal box on the back half. That way, whenever these knights roll around, we can just toss you in there and camp out?
Well, hopefully we find the answer before we get to extreme measures like that.
Well, do we know when the next I guess night would be that
We
this
have
might occur again?
not yet gotten a star map, moon map, whatever you want to call it.
You can give me a nature check.
The next full moon should be.
Where's the local druid when you need him?
Yeah, let me put my brain to it. How well do I
Can I
know
give a
that?
history? Can I give a history check, perhaps?
Sure. I think you did a study on when the next moon would be, so yeah. Sure, history. Vaerun, you would, with an estimation of how long Rael and Gael's various different cycles are, probably sometime on either the 6th or the 7th of next month. You guys are currently on the 16th of Joeldia. It's probably on the 6th or 7th of Jimdia.
We have like what, 2.5 weeks or so?
About 2 weeks.
Is it 28 days?
Does my 18 get us any more?
You would know that there is another full moon that follows very closely afterward. Of the other moon.
Lovely.
But not at the same time.
Not at the same time,
So,
no.
good.
I love 2 moons. I love 2 moons. I love 2 moons. I love 2 moons.
Right, so the next one's
Mm.
within the next couple weeks. And then less than a week after that is the next one. The first one should be Guile, then Ryle.
Mm. Tell me, have you ever had a cleric cast Remove Curse on you?
No, I didn't even realize it was a curse.
Well, last night I had the Grace of Foul Lane bestow me some powers based off the events of last night, and I can feel her powers flowing through me. Maybe I can try removing your curse.
If you think it'll work, come on. Because Darcy is still just tied up.
It could be a really bad idea, but I have to try it.
Well, I mean, better now than to at least test it, you know?
Let's just hope you don't die somehow.
You guys need to remove curse on him?
Oh boy.
Yes.
Alright. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Which one?
Vaerun. As you kind of take out this spell, in that brief moment, you utter the verbal and you perform the somatic components. And as you go to touch Darcy on the shoulder, right before you touch him, something in your mind kind of almost distorts and your vision goes white. As your hand misses, the spell is consumed, but it doesn't take. It didn't even touch Darcy.
Yeah, I touched the gun. I was like, what?
Yes, that is in fact dirt and grass. Congratulations.
Wait, did I black out? Or am I conscious?
No. It was only for a brief moment.
Okay. I'm like, what?
Did it look like anything happened to Vaerun on our end, or did you just did his hand just go
He just
wide?
missed.
The rest of you just see that he kind of missed ever so slightly. Like, it didn't even look like it was on purpose.
Huh? Can feel
Oh, well.
you have an invisible barrier that's
How many more of
counteracting.
those you got?
I'll do it one more time, but could be dangerous.
Yeah, after what happened last night and how close that was on all accounts, I think it might be better to attempt other things in a more, I guess, enclosed and just
Right.
safe environment, you know.
Somewhere
Yeah.
controlled. This is not controlled.
Judging by the events of last
I mean,
night, this-
technically you are controlled, but it's because you're tied up.
it's controlled, but not controlled enough.
What was it? Dexterity to get out of the ropes?
Yep. What was who tied the ropes last?
I
I
don't
believe
think
it
that
was.
was.
I think
It's
I
like
think it was.
It was me.
It was pretty high.
Was it like a-
Last.
It's
I
like
think it was
20.
an 18.
Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah,
an
it's a bit
18.
high.
It was high. It was higher than a 10.
Yeah.
Darcy, as you try and kind of squeeze out, the ropes are pretty tight. They're like kind of preventing your movement in any way that would actually like exit them without either one breaking something or cutting the rope itself.
The ropes are actually tied pretty nice this time.
I can try one more thing, but I need to prepare the spell tomorrow. Or maybe I'll try using protection from evil and good on you before I cast it again. In case.
Well,
assuming that it doesn't stop you again.
I'm just
Well-
worried it might counter back, but that protection from evil and good should help against that.
well, I think if we want to look into this a bit deeper, as I mentioned yesterday before, or I think I said it either yesterday or while we were setting up for camp and whatnot. But I mean, we're heading towards Umbra as is. If we wanted, we could probably make it to the castle down south in a little over a week if we wanted to try and talk to the people I know there and see if maybe they can do anything about it, or at least give us some insight.
Yeah, and even we can contact a few people in Umber. Maybe I'll ask around the temples and see if they know anything.
Well, castle, how's it pronounced, Jake? Is it Umbrera or Umbra?
Umbera.
Umbera, okay. Like I said, my group is in Castle Umbera, so, and this type of thing with otherworldly beings is kind of up their alley entirely. So,
Let's just hope nothing happens between there and here.
well, we don't have another situation like this, I don't think, occurring until 2 weeks from now, and
I'm not talking about that. We did have someone trying to kill one of us.
True.
Right, the assassin.
Well, I mean, as long as we stay frosty, I think we can handle it.
Yeah, speaking of assassin, I remember we got his robes.
Yeah, we got his armor. Do we want me to go ahead and identify that now, and maybe?
Could someone untie me first?
Oh yes.
Oh right.
I pull out my dagger out of my boot and just toss it to someone. Oh.
We will untie him as opposed to destroying the rope. I'll walk over and try to untie him.
Give me a dex check.
Can I just
You have
can I do a
advantage.
sleight of hand check?
Or,
Can I do a sleight of hand check?
Yeah, you have advantage.
Oh,
wow.
Beautiful.
Absolutely no issues. You kind of find the point where the rope is like the tightest. You loosen that a little bit. You maneuver it around. You kind of throw Darcy so that he like flips over a few times, and then you pick up, and the rope gets off of him complete and whole. No, not a single break or fray in the actual rope itself.
Wow, you sure showed that rope. Or sorry, that knot.
I used
Can I
to
say?
Why am I so good at keeping ropes?
I've had practice.
Right, where's my stuff gone?
Kinky.
I'm just in the cart.
Darcy's gonna go and get his bag. And he's going to check over stuff. And he's going to pull out the little book that he's had this whole time that you've seen him occasionally like sketching things in. Did one of you do something to my book?
No.
No.
What
Not
book?
that I think so.
This book, it's a sketchbook is how I plan out my designs.
Oh, I didn't. I was too busy watching you to make sure nothing happened.
I've seen you use it before.
It feels heavier. Darcy is going to open the book. You should. None of you messed around with my book. What's all this? As he's going to show off a couple of pages that are written down in ways that might resemble arcane scrolls. I took Book of Ancient Secrets.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Um,
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
We're
no,
too busy fighting the other you.
don't get me wrong. I have some magic I can use, but when it comes to arcane script, that is not my thing.
This one looks. This one kind of looks like the Identify scroll.
Ooh.
Well, you want to try it out?
Might as well.
Hmm.
If this thing's going to be giving me stuff, might as well use it.
Yeah. The rest of you observe
I
as
agree.
this thick tome that seems to be almost much older than you had expected. Previously, you had seen it. It just looked like a regular sketchbook, had various, leather bound, but now it looks thicker, and the edges of the actual book itself a little bit more almost aged, though otherwise no different. Did you take Identify as a ritual?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Are you identifying the armor?
Yes, I am.
Go for it. You have to spend 11 minutes, I believe. But yes.
I think it's just 10 minutes. I thought.
10 minutes
It's
plus.
usually one
It's
plus
10
the.
one.
It's
Oh,
10
well,
plus
either
the
way.
duration of it. Yeah.
Either way.
The rest of you watch as Darcy kind of kneels down and prepares the ritual. Did I tell you guys what it did last time? I don't remember.
I think
we could
Darcy
make
had, like,
assumptions.
I think Darcy did an arcane check on it and found out that it had something to do with like making the wearer.
It was a
Kinda
plus one
blend into their
armor, and it
environment.
also essentially gave you like a little camouflage
It's
thing.
pretty much just glamour, isn't it? It's just glamour armor.
No, it is not glamour armor. So,
Oh, never mind.
with your Identify, you would know that it is a +1 studded leather armor.
Okay.
The extent of it is that with an action, you can immediately cause the clothes to completely shift, like physically, into a different set.
Oh.
Into
Like different-
any set that you have seen before.
In
It
terms of
has to be
appearance?
composed.
Interesting.
It has to be composed of either leathers, furs, or cloth, but it can look like anything that you've seen before.
Oh.
Intriguing.
Including things like camouflage.
We just get someone to put it on and then get a ghillie suit.
Yeah. You'll have to find someone who has a ghillie suit first, though.
Well,
Seems really useful, but I have no need for it. Too thin for my liking.
Is it attunement, I assume?
It is attunement.
Okay. I mean,
the only ones between the all of us that usually wear this sort of thing is, well, me and Varus. Wait, what armor is Artemis wearing?
I wear, well, he has a breastplate on under his clothing, so medium, usually.
Unless someone else wants it.
I mean, I feel like the bonus to your all's defenses. I mean, it would be an upgrade for you all. It'd be a downgrade for myself, and I'd imagine everyone else who uses armor or is, Lyra.
Here, before
Actually, what kind
anyone
of
uses it-
armor does Vestelle wear?
I have a chain shirt.
Oh, okay, so yeah, medium as well.
So medium.
So yeah, it'd be a downgrade for the rest of us. It'd be an upgrade for you too. So
Oh, I just realized there's 3 people that actually wear non-light armor. Wow.
I know, crazy.
Or 4 people,
We're
sorry.
heavy melee boys.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna use remove curse on the armor because I might as well.
Okay, you cast remove curse on the armor. Nothing seems to
Yes.
happen.
Oh damn! I wonder what killed that guy in the head.
That's fair, but he was wearing it just fine.
As you glance over, the assassin's body explodes. No, I'm kidding. It's not even there.
Yeah, no, we left that behind a few days ago.
Yeah, I hope we wash these.
They are
Don't worry.
clean.
I mean, I imagine that we have someone with precipitation.
I have an item to wash.
Oh, hey. I'm someone. I have precipitation.
I'm that someone. I'm the
Hey,
one
it's
with
me.
prestidigitation.
It's like deodorant, except for I can actually replace my showers with it.
A question: this assassin that came after us, well, I was very heavily asleep. What was he after?
I think he
do we
was
know?
after that blade that the old elf left behind when he passed.
We don't
Oh,
really
he
know.
seemed to notice it.
We have no idea what he was after.
It was a drow?
Nope, it was a human man.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow, being racist, huh? Assuming he's a drow.
Well,
He did
I
speak
wasn't.
under
I didn't see him. I was asleep. If I remember right, I think that old drow did say that he was from. Was it around Felden?
The mountains in Filden, somewhere around them, yeah.
So I don't know if we want to do anything about that while we're in the area.
Artemis reaches into his bag to pull out his journal, and he's like, "Oh no! It would seem as though the 2 pages I wrote down during that time period have been mysteriously torn out."
I think it'd be appropriate to fulfill his last wishes.
Yes, I do imagine that.
You do
wanna
realize
turn
that
in.
would probably take us far away from where we want to go.
Well, I was more meaning just in the future, whenever we're there. I don't think we need to be in a rush to deliver it.
But was it filled in? It's not like right here.
No, it was free reach, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was Free Reach.
He was heading to Free Reach. He had emerged into the surface from near Filden.
Yeah, so from near here.
Yeah.
So
Because
we
I
could-
think we were still a week away or so from Free Reach, and we debated doubling back, but we were pretty determined on just going forward.
Yeah.
Well, his letter said to return something to someone.
In Free Reach.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly
No,
what it said. It
I
was in
thought
my
it was
notes, but
in his home, from his home, from Filden. I don't think he was heading towards. Or I don't think he wanted to return to Free Reach.
There's a VOD. You guys can go watch it.
I remember it being that he was headed to Free Reach, but he wanted to return something to Felden.
Yeah, that I remember too. It was either a sword or a letter.
You guys can give me a
That's
history check about the exact details.
God damn, it's been.
yeah, I had it wrote down, but I lost all my notes
name?
when we changed the character sheet.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
hey,
sorry
History
about
check,
that.
you say.
Unfortunately,
ain't no way
there's
in hell.
nothing that I can do about that.
Yeah.
Because of the
That's
migration of it.
Oh no, it's fine. That was
Okay.
all I had written down.
Ah,
we
fuck
have-
it.
we
Everyone's
have a
rolling.
letter.
I'll roll. Why not? Oh, let's go.
Hey!
There you
We
go.
literally have his letter. Okay, we could read it.
Yeah, you guys would still have his letter. So Vestelle, Artemis, the two of you would remember that he was heading for Free Reach. He was from the area around Filden. Specifically, he had named himself as Taranga. Or Old Man Taranga, or something like that. And, yeah, he had a obsidian sword, of which he asked for it to be returned home. He didn't specify where his home was,
Oh,
but he said he wanted it returned home. He said he was visiting someone in Free Reach, and Varus, you would remember all of this as well, but you would also remember, with the 20, that you've heard of the name Taranga before, though you don't know where.
Well, that's not good. I guess I go. I've heard the name before, but hell if I remember where.
I'm apart, really. I guess you didn't mention it early when we met him, but
Well, I didn't really meet him. I was asleep. I wasn't there when we met him, out of character. So, I don't know.
I guess it's not that important. We get a sword out of it.
Just,
so
I guess we'll just keep going.
Yeah, only clue was in Tree Reach then.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably find our way in that area sometime in the future. We can always check it out then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if
Until then, we've
Tri-Castle.
A second.
Hopefully, we'll come back this way if we ever go back to the Tri-Castle.
Yes, no, I'm curious about that area.
Well, they
personally.
definitely know we exist now. So that's one.
Probably worse.
Anybody with a 12 intelligence or higher, give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
Oh, I have that. I have
Yes,
that.
I am free.
I have a 11.
I have a 14.
What's
I also have
the
11.
intelligence required? You said 12?
12.
12.
And just an intelligence check?
Yep.
9.
Oh, God.
We don't have any smart boys in our team.
I believe we discussed this last time.
Yep.
All brawn, no brain.
It's why I asked for a 12 or higher, not like a 14 or 16. Varus.
I have a 14. Yeah, what's up?
You would realize that you could probably find out more about this specifically if you were to go to a library within a major city.
What, the Tri-Castle or Taranga?
Anything, really. Libraries are
I see.
fantastic. They're incredibly useful.
And Umber would definitely be one of those cities, that's for
Umber
sure.
would 100% be one of those cities. Umber, Free Reach, Milgos, they're all centers of learning.
Yeah.
Well, it's awfully
Well-
convenient that we are all traveling in that exact direction right this very moment.
It's
And definitely not just
truly
sitting around
amazing.
camp having this discussion.
It's really amazing. Darcy.
Oh no, I think we left Darcy behind.
He's dead. He's dead.
Guys, did we-
I'm
Oh,
still
okay.
here, but
Oh jeez.
like you untied me. It's fine.
I've
all
assumed you
left
guys
it.
have started moving already.
Yeah, I guess it was
I'm
happening.
just being silent because I'm finishing a round of something. Sorry.
Gotcha. Would you mind if I took the armor?
Go ahead. It's
Alright.
probably not the best that I take it in case the next full moon comes around and it decides it wants to be violent.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking change my armor out, I guess, and while we're riding attuned to it? Question mark.
Yep.
Or sometime at least, yeah.
Sure. You attune to it. No, I'm kidding. You attune to it. You gain the
Let's
benefits.
go.
You gain the benefits of a +1 studded leather armor, and you, if you want to write it down somewhere, you can use your
Alright, give me
action.
1 second.
Oh.
1 sec. I'm gonna import it into my fucking thing first.
Go for it.
Oh, not equipment shop. I don't want equipment shop. That would destroy my gold pieces. Item. All right.
It's
Oh,
a
that didn't work.
+1 set of studded leather armor.
Can I? I cannot. Do I actually have to go in here and purchase quote unquote one?
No, you can just edit your current studded leather armor.
I try. I mean, I guess I just added passive effective +1.
Oh,
Oh, that I don't think that
no,
works.
you just changed the armor class to 13.
Oh, I guess that works out.
Yep.
There we go.
And then in the description, it is an action to change the physical form of the item into one that you have seen previously. That is composed of either leather, cloth, or something of similar make. So we can't emulate like things like armor.
I think, yeah, I mean, he's going to try it. He's going to, once he gets it on, he's going to change it to look like what the assassin had on and see if it works at the very least.
Yep, over about a second or two, there's a weird like tingling sensation all over the entire armor, but it shifts into exactly what they were wearing, which is this kind of like almost camouflage and patchy bits of clothes that are designed to kind of blend into a dark environment. You stand out like a sore thumb because you're certainly sitting in a cart.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you weren't,
I think he's just gonna change the armor into just like his normal everyday clothes, just so if people look at him, it doesn't look like he's wearing armor. You know what I mean?
sure.
Yeah.
And
I think he just kind of
it takes
does
it
that.
perfectly. It looks like a clean version of your normal clothes, and honestly, as you kind of inspect it, you seem to be able to change how dirty it looks as well.
I'll make it a little bit dirty.
It now looks exactly like your normal clothes.
There we go. Love to see it. You love to see it. Yeah, cool. He'll just keep that.
Nice.
Keep on keeping on.
Varus no longer looks like he's wearing armor to the rest of you, but you guys continue to travel towards the city of Filden. Darcy, you would be able to get one long rest in before you guys get to the city, so you would recover whatever it is that you lost or didn't gain.
I'm trying to remember how many fucking days have we been on the road. I need to change my rations.
A lot. Each square is about a day.
And I bought these rations from Greenspire, so...
I believe it took you guys about 4 days to get to the Tri-Castle. You guys entered it, decided not to do anything. Or sorry, 3 days.
To this,
it took you 3 days to get there because it was 2 days to get there and then 1 day to traverse the actual area itself.
Right.
And then half a day back out.
Yep, and then you guys fucking sprinted off.
Yeah, and then from there...
It's 3 days to here.
Okay, so I'm down about 6 rations.
6.
I put myself at like 16, which I think is about correct.
Rations are important.
Let's see. But you guys continue forwards towards the small town of Filden. The roads themselves are quiet, they're quaint. The bits of forest and kind of things that are around you are considerably calm. There aren't too many travelers on the road, but you do see evidence of wild animals here and there. A glance of, some larger birds up in the skies, the songs of others in the woods, howls of wolves and other things like that. At one point you see a squirrel. It looks at you guys for a brief moment before darting off into the woods. But you guys continue on towards Filden with relatively little issues. As you guys begin to kind of crest the edge of a hill and spot the small town ahead of you, it's a beautiful kind of low-walled area. You see what appears to be a wooden kind of fence constructed from just logs placed side to side and the tops carved to form little points. Nothing too tall, maybe about 6 or 7 feet, while surrounding the entirety of the small village that has various different pieces of woodlands and kind of fields for growing food and things around. It's beautiful, it's quaint, but in the center of the town itself sits a rather larger manor, almost upon a stone foundation with what appears to be a few kind of towers that rise out of it. Nothing too tall, but still very imposing and kind of sitting in the center of the actual town itself. As you guys get closer and closer, you realize that there are what appears to be almost these large 7-8 foot tall constructs made out of bronze and steel that are just kind of slowly patrolling the outside of it. You see two of them kind of cross paths between one another, not touching, but the ground beneath them very easily worn out from how long they've been there, seemingly following the exact same path. A large kind of crystal gem sits in the front of their face, but on their two kind of humanoid-ish arms, you see one has what appears to be maybe like a harpoon gun of some sort, cocked back in the a similar fashion that a crossbow would be, while on the other hand, like a small bundle, what appears to be like a net of some sort or something else, but also in a very similar kind of cocked back angle as they continue to patrol the outskirts of it, of the town
Darcy
itself.
is sketching one down to carve out of wood later.
Mm-hmm. But as you guys approach the actual gates themselves, is there anything specific you guys wanted to do before you're spotted by the guards on the walls?
Hmm.
Not
Not
necessarily
necessarily.
ostentatious for a small town.
No.
The defense is definitely beefed up.
Hmm. I'll use mending on everyone's clothes like throughout the traveling, just so we don't look like
Oh, I assume
Yeah.
that's what Darcy was doing. He's got like
Okay,
actual like
Yep.
Darcy's got like actual like weaver's tools and whatnot to just like thread clothes back together.
Yep. Both of you kind of contribute to ensuring that the clothes that you're wearing look presentable. There's some prestidigitation that goes on as well to ensure that they're not too dirty, but they're still looking relatively acceptable. Let me give you guys configure ownership to limited. Does that work? Do you guys see
Ooh.
Fildred?
Yep.
Yeah. It looks like the Shire.
That'd do.
looks like a pretty generic town in the UK.
That too.
What the heck?
It's like I'm playing Kingdom Come Deliverance again.
Is it Filden or Fildred?
It's Fildren.
Children.
I have it wrong on the map. Oh, wait, no. I have it wrong in the notes. Hold up.
You have it wrong twice in the notes.
Don't worry about it.
You do. You go from Filden to Fildren.
It is Filden. Okay. There we go. Boom, fixed.
Well,
And now
now
you
we're
guys
in
can no
number
longer see it.
Yeah, I mean, you did fix it.
you fixed it.
You can't see it anymore? What the?
No. No, we can't.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
there we go. What the frick? Okay. No. I'm so good at this. But yeah, as you guys kind of approach the actual small town itself, you see one of the guards that is currently actually, no, sorry, you wouldn't see any guards. But you guys approach the actual wall itself and you can see a small slot in the actual wall open up as what appears to be kind of a set of green eyes looks out towards all of you. Hello? State your business.
Traveling through, hoping to stop for a while, so we're not camping all the time.
Any sinister dealings you're here for?
No.
Okay,
Not yet.
good. Don't cause any trouble, eh?
Wouldn't dream of it, considering the defenses. Looking back at one of the giant robots.
He looks up. One of those bad boys, yeah. I wouldn't do that. And he kind of starts pulling the door open. You can see it's literally just him as he pulls open the door. Come on in. Let me grab the other one for you. As he also goes to the other side and pulls the other door open. And you walk into what is, honestly, a lot more activity than you had expected. There are dozens and dozens of people kind of wandering the various different streets that are around. You see small stalls and shops that are kind of set up for various different, sale of either trinkets, of food, of snacks, things like that, just all littered around. And there's a lot of people that seem to be going between each of the various different stalls, kind of buying things here and there, acquiring trinkets. It looks like a relatively fun time. But you guys enter the town itself, and there's one major kind of road that seems to cut through the center of it, of which you're aware is the road that kind of leads from Greenspire all the way down to Umber. Well, there are also smaller branching kind of streets that seem to go off to the sides. None of them paved, but it's quaint. It's pretty.
Before we go any further, Darcy's gonna turn to the guard. Who might I talk to if I want to set up a stall myself? I'm a merchant.
You want to set up a stall yourself?
Just for the short time we're here.
You see him pull out what appears to be like some dried jerky, starts chewing on it, and thinks for a moment.
I'm with a crafting guild from Ardalon. I have another introduction, if that might make things easier.
Oh, if you can set up your own, I don't really think anybody really cares.
Well, I just felt I should ask.
Don't sell anything illegal, and we'll be fine.
Not to worry, though.
Excellent. Keep going. And just brushes you off and goes back to leaning against the wall, doing absolutely nothing but picking at his nose.
Well, this place is certainly accommodating.
Seems pretty lax.
Very quaint.
Varus, you kind of notice just, wait, Artemis, is your passive perception also above 21?
It's not that high. No, it's only like 16.
Okay.
Andrews is like that because he has observant.
Yep.
Mine is 18.
Ooh, 18 is not quite there. But
24.
oh my god. Yep. You definitely notice things.
Didn't you just make an Inquisitor rogue?
Because I thought Mastermind would be fun, and I've never done it before.
That's true.
And my insight is not something... Well, that's not true. I did put proficiency in insight. Never mind.
But just glancing around, on the surface, things seems honestly perfectly fine, but you're noticing very kind of strange bits of activity happening here and there. At first, it didn't really catch your eye. It didn't bring to attention, but kind of walking through this very crowded area, you begin to notice little things. Specifically, a brand on some people that look relatively familiar, as Vestelle has shown you hers before.
Oh.
I see. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of whisper to the group under my breath what I've seen.
The rest of you are informed that...
Just alert people that people are owning slaves, I assume, is what it is here.
Oh.
Truthfully, we should probably stock up and get out as fast as we can. Who knows if they'll try to take us as well.
Now I'm curious, though. This could help me figure out something.
How prominent
Maybe.
is slavery?
it is illegal
Okay.
across the entire continent. Like,
I-
heavily illegal.
This is
As
a good
in,
time to get information.
It's one of the only kind of crimes that ensure you have a death penalty. Like I said, heavily illegal.
Whatever happens, no matter what, Vestelle, don't let them see yours. They might just assume that you're a runaway.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I want to know more.
That would
Well,
probably
we
be
can-
a bad thing.
Well, we can do as well with a sketch.
I don't know if asking around is the best idea.
Probably better to acquire information with the more passive method.
Probably right.
All right, but you guys continue to wander through town. Where are you guys heading? Or what kind of place are you looking for?
We should just restock.
Good for an inn to wind down.
Mm-hmm. You wander around a little bit and give me a perception check, just all of you. 28, 7, 19.
At least we're getting it out of the way now.
Yeah.
Doing checks that aren't that important. Very good.
Nope.
Varus, Vestelle, and Lyra, the three of you spot a few buildings that could potentially be inns or... Oh, one of them is definitely a brothel. And there's probably a few taverns around as well. Though they seem to sport rooms, as they have these like small wooden signs that hang outside. Each of them saying, we've got rooms here, drinks, and men and women of all. Or for all, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a few places. There's one called Fildren Inn and Locales. There's one called the Fildren Spa and Experience. And one that's just simply labeled as the best place you'll ever come across.
Okay,
You are 99% sure that one is a brothel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As there are scantily clad both men and women standing outside, brushing fans, and kind of wooing at various different people. Varus, you notice that on the kind of left pec of one of the men that is currently trying to get the attention of everyone is a brand of servitude.
I figured.
Out of curiosity, since I was the one that did the history check, do they have any sort of... Is there any sort of like magical compellment on those sorts of things?
It depends entirely on how it was worded. Each brand is unique, but the general consensus is that there is a master or someone who owns or kind of holds power over the person who has the brand.
Okay.
They are able to compel them to do things, and they are also able to just let them have autonomy.
Good to know there's not just some like general control thing, like Vestelle walks through a door and suddenly, hello, I work here now.
No. It has to be applied by the master or
Okay.
the owner or whatever, employer.
Are these all the same looking ones that I have?
No, each one has a unique flair to them. The ones that you've seen in this city are relatively similar. They're not necessarily of the same design that yours is. They're a little bit more compact. They're much smaller, and you can see that they each have like somewhere incorporated in their design the letter P.
Okay.
The letter P, huh?
Mm-hmm.
These are all human.
P for Filda.
P or
Yeah.
B, you can't really tell. Some of them are upside down, all that stuff. The majority are human, but you do see a few either half elves, full elves. You also, at one point, had spotted a dragonborn, but you hadn't seen a mark on them.
Well, we're definitely not going there.
One,
I mean,
As Darcy just-
you can still get good information out of there, but I guess you'd have to be willing.
Is everyone here comfortable stepping into a place like that?
Darcy's face
I'd
is quite red.
really rather not.
That's
Unless it was to arrest people.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, no, I feel like if I go in there, I'm gonna be a FIFA la revolution, you know. So
Yeah, how about we just deliver justice and ask questions later? I think that's
How
a better
about
plan.
we don't?
I mean,
We
it's
can't-
still. Yeah, I was about to say we are not cut out for that sort of thing. I'm pretty sure that's still a crime.
No,
You know, I'm desperate for information, but I don't know if I'm that desperate.
Well, first and foremost, if we were to try anything, whoever has control over all these fine people would probably send them all against us in just a wave of bodies and wouldn't even need the giant constructs we pass by.
You're right.
The
We
giant
should go-
constructs are also still a threat.
Yes, we'll be heading to Umber anyways. I'm sure that we could probably find someone, or like a group of people who, you know, deal with this sort of thing.
Which is why we shouldn't let them know that we know.
I
Yes,
mean-
just play it cool. Play it cool.
Oh, Vaerun is not playing it cool with that nat one. He's definitely like eyeing them. He's like, I know what you guys are.
Shifty-eyed.
You see, Artemis rolled a 1, but Artemis just is like oblivious to it all.
Yeah.
Or when he does see it, he thinks it's just a neat tattoo and doesn't even know what it says because he's like me, he has dyslexia, so he has no idea what's even on that. He's like, oh, yeah.
Cool tattoo.
Yeah, it is. Until after it's pointed out, you know.
It's like, oh, what?
So
That's
where
pretty
are we
neat. I have
staying?
one of those too. You know, just...
So where are we staying?
Let's just stay at an inn.
Well, there were two.
Probably the less flashy one.
Fill-in tavern and locales.
Hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, that's-
Right.
The best Western of Filden.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
As you guys kind
Those
of
westerns are actually pretty comfortable.
they're not bad.
They are.
But yeah, you guys wander over to the Filden Tavern and locales. You can see on the outside is what appears to be, you know, a wooden exterior building. There's a few signs that are hanging around, kind of displaying some of the drinks that they have, and very much that they have rooms available. Wandering in, it is rather quiet, given that it's pretty early in the morning. I need to move forward today. It's relatively early in the morning as you guys had arrived. The sun had risen just a few hours ago, and glancing in, not much activity, but you see at the front, or at the back, a little bit of a bar receptacle, what appears to be a half-tabaxi woman, kind of leaning over the actual, what is called the bar, and just seemingly currently in the midst of cleaning some of the seats. They haven't noticed you, even as you had walked in.
Darcy will walk up. Excuse me.
Oh, hi.
Hi. We were hoping to get some rooms.
Oh, you want rooms? How many?
Just 3 will do.
Well, how many beds are in a room?
3.
Right.
There are 2 beds in each room, and each bed, I believe, is for 1 person.
You
But you can
believe?
squeeze 2 people on there if you're into that.
3 rooms will do.
Okay, 3 rooms. You guys sure you don't want like 1 big room?
3 rooms.
Okay. Okay. She turns
As
around.
Darcy's face has not gone back to its usual color.
She turns around. You can see her fumble underneath the table for a few things. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to get payment. Each room is... Oh, God, I'm sorry. You see her
It's
turn
all right.
around,
It's all right.
grab, like, a very thick book and starts flipping through it. Okay.
As she's moving
Mhm.
and such, can I see if there's a mark on her or not?
Yeah, you certainly can. Give me a perception check.
I was just gonna do perception to see whether she even worked here. She's so suspicious.
You mean an insight?
Insight, yeah.
Oh, you could do an insight check.
I'm like, what's wrong with this lady?
With that insight check, yeah, you definitely know. One, she's dumb as a fucking rock, but she does work here. You know that because you see that her right foot is currently like chained to the ground.
Oh,
Oh,
What the fuck?
Varus, you
Yeah.
see the chained foot and you see that there's a tattoo right above it.
Nice.
Okay. Good to know. I think. He definitely silent rage. A silent rage comes on inside after seeing like actual chains.
She turns around after about 10 seconds. Okay, it should be 4 gold for a room with 2 beds.
all right then.
That comes to 13? No, 12 gold. 12 gold, I
12
think.
gold.
Yes!
Yep. And Darcy will give her 12 gold.
She takes it. She starts counting it. She does get to 12. She's like, 12. Yes, I said 12. Okay, awesome. Here's your keys. She hands you 3 sets of keys.
Thank you very much.
They're room 102, 103, and 104.
All right. Thank you.
She takes the gold and you can see she like dumps it into a small box underneath the counter before she goes back to cleaning the chairs, of which the chairs are like they're over the counter, and since she doesn't seem to be able to move too much, she's actually leaning completely over the bar to clean them.
Poor woman.
Shall we get up to our rooms?
I don't feel comfortable even staying here anymore. She's a slave.
Shut up. Let's go. I start walking through the room.
Darcy will pass out the keys.
Yep. And you get to the 3 rooms that have been kind of assigned to you guys.
I think before at least one person from each room goes into a room, I just will whisper again that she was chained if people hadn't noticed yet.
Vaerun noticed, Varus definitely noticed, and Artemis, you said you had an 18 passive perception?
I have a 16.
16. Even with a 16, anything 16 or higher would have noticed.
But wouldn't it be like pretty loud and like obvious?
Surprisingly?
The chains? Oh.
No.
Probably enchanted.
Damn, I'm gonna tell them these guys so hard when I get to.
He's the
It's
It's a snitch.
This fucking snitch.
Papa Umber, Philbin's keeping slaves.
Yeah.
We ought to stab this man and throw him in a ditch. Jesus.
But you guys get to your rooms, and honestly, for the first time, something looks normal. Walking into the interior of the rooms, you see 2 beds kind of lining each of the walls, a small table in the center, 2 chairs just kind of in the actual room themselves, and the 102 and 103 have windows, 104 does not.
I would suggest if you're going to sleep tonight, as a precaution, put a chair up against the door or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Vestelle and Lyra, same room.
Yep.
Just same rooming as last time.
Sure.
Right. Darcy will pass you the key, Varus.
Yep.
Wait, Jake, what time of the day is it?
Pretty early in the
Like
morning,
early.
like 9,
Okay.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, just make sure it's not bedtime.
Alright. I'm going to go outside, set up a stall, and try not to have a nervous breakdown over all of this.
We should probably stick in groups of like 2 or so, just
I would say 3
know.
at the very least.
Yeah, we should be careful.
Right.
They might ambush one of us.
Lyra, if you would please stay with Vaerun, because I am worried that he is just going to do whatever he wants. And I imagine you're probably the only one strong enough to stop him.
Sure. I just give Vaerun a
Yeah.
look.
Everyone sweats a little bit. He's like, how'd you know? Hey, Jake, has it been a day since I used my 2 spells?
Yeah, I got a long rest in, so.
Okay, just making sure. So I can get my spells and...
He can go ham for a little while before he gets drowned in a wave of bodies.
I prefer the question is, Darcy, who would you prefer to go with you?
I'm definitely gonna make the rounds around this place.
So maybe you go with Vaerun and Lyra?
Sure.
I can stick with Darcy then.
God duty it is.
Hey, you make your outfit look like a proper, guard's uniform. Or you can be matches with
Keep it what it
me.
is. I think I'll keep it what it is.
Come on, you don't want drip like mine?
Nope.
Damn shame.
I much prefer what I've got. All right, well, I suppose we'll meet back up here later. Good luck. Do not cause trouble looking directly at Vaerun.
I will say, if anything goes wrong on our end, specifically my end, I do think I have a new, like a way to kind of alert everyone. I mean, this is a pretty small area, so it should work. But if you hear a giant bang, probably run to it. That might be me.
Noted.
I think we'd much rather avoid the bang.
Well, no, it's
That
more
would be
to,
preferable.
get everyone's attention should we be separated.
Okay.
I would rather. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for survival, but I don't really want to end up running out of here with just me, Darcy, and Varus, and then you 3 being stuck in here, not knowing what happened to us.
Well,
So.
To be fair, one of you 3 still have the other stone, right?
It's Lyra.
Yep.
There we go.
And don't worry, I know how to bide my time to strike at the right moment.
I look directly at Lyra and Vestelle. Watch him.
Just vigorously nod my head.
Let's get going.
Right. Might need to stop off and get some good wood to carve up. The stock's running a little low.
Well, we'll see what we can find. I guess we leave.
Okay.
As soon as they turn away, I turn to Vaerun and I say, "We're definitely gonna find out about the slaves, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I kind of just face palm. I knew this would happen.
Meanwhile, the other 3 of us, as we're walking away, Artemis is like, I think we made a good choice sending Vestelle out to watch.
My linchpin was really Lyra. I imagine she could probably stop them.
They are
if she has
both
to knock
very.
them out.
They are both very mature young ladies. I'm sure that they'll be just fine.
Now I'm worried. Now you've got me worried.
It might be better just to stop talking. You might jinx it.
But Darcy, you're searching for a place to set up a stall.
Yep.
Give me an investigation check.
Cool.
Can I help him?
You certainly
Oh.
can.
Well, I mean, he rolled pretty well, but I'll help him nonetheless. Let's see a 20.
Wait, sorry. Do you have investigation
Yeah,
proficiency?
I-
Right? Excellent.
I do.
Then yeah,
Okay.
you have advantage, Darcy. 23.
I also have a bonus action help, so if I need to.
Well, your bonus action help is just the help
I know.
action, but a bonus
I
action.
know. Exactly. To keep myself open in case anyone tries to stab us.
Okay.
Okay.
Darcy, as you with your entourage are wandering the streets, kind of trying to find the best place to potentially set up a stall, the city itself is all of a sudden got a little bit more of a sinister turn to it. At first, you had initially thought that it was just a beautiful, wonderful little city with a lot of activity. Now,
And then the Inn woman is chained behind a bar.
Yep, and now all of a sudden, because of all the mentions, you start noticing things. You start noticing kind of small bits of glowing of people doing things that they don't necessarily seem like they want to be doing. Distressed faces that are continuing with their daily lives, though with relatively little interruption. People who look a little bit too happy to be there. You see purposeful movement in a lot of people as well. But it's all gone a bit sour. But you do find a place. You find what appears to be an empty wooden stall, currently with no people attending to it. It's not particularly large. It's just essentially a wooden bar that's been set up at one point previously. There's a bit of dust that seems to be covering it, but other than that, it seems open for use. It's near one of the main it's near the main road, and it's just kind of sitting slightly off of it.
Darcy is going to dust it off, make it look presentable. He's going to set up the little advertisement rock.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to start setting his wares out on the table.
Okay.
Artemis is also going to summon his long sword, the Watcher's Blade, and just have it on like his on his back, kind of just to look the part.
Are you summoning it purposefully, as in like, letting other people see, or are you trying to do it stealthily?
No, it's more like I'm doing it like whenever we're like behind something or whatever, I'll summon it real quick and just like kind of shift it into like because I imagine he carries around like a sheath to at least like put it in whenever he's not had it desummoned or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give me
so I just summon the
either sleight of hand
one.
or stealth check just to see if you can do it without attracting any attention.
Sure, it's the same thing either way. So.
Okay. You get a few people that glance your way, as you thought you guys were behind cover, but you were not.
I think Varus will just lean up against a wall and keep an eye out on everything as he does.
Mm-hmm. Give me a perception check, Varus. Just to generally see if there's anything else that you might spot that's out of the ordinary.
Oof. Bedroll.
You do spot a woman kind of walking through the streets, and the only reason you spot them is because you can see every other person seems to be steering wide clear of them, as she seems to be walking away from where you guys are with this long black ponytail that's kind of tied back behind her, a long kind of red velvet dress, and she just seems to be walking through the street.
Everyone is avoiding her?
Yep, as in like parting as if she was a rock in the middle of a river.
I think I just keep my eye on her until she's out of sight.
Okay.
Yeah, Artemis is like, if Varus points it out, Artemis will probably do something.
He does not.
Oh, doesn't he? Okay.
They are the most non-memorable
Okay. Darcy, give me a... What did I make you roll last time for
I think it's just been charisma checks.
All right, give me a charisma check. You have disadvantage.
Well, the thing is, I have all my other stuff as well.
Yep, you still have disadvantage. If you have something that gives you advantage, then you roll flat, but otherwise you have disadvantage.
Oh yeah, like 80 times.
Well, Darcy is using guidance for this as well.
Mm-hmm. You get the plus D4.
Banana.
I believe I also have a +2. Actually, what's the effect of the advertisement rock?
Oh,
That gives me a bonus, doesn't it?
I think it does. Gives you a +2.
So, oh wait, no, I need to fucking roll disadvantage.
Yep. Oh, still an 8.
A base 10.
11.
An 11.
11. You see people who are curious about your wares. You do see people that really seem to want to buy something from yours. But almost all of them just continue buy. There's one...
Can I roll an insight to determine why?
Sure. You're
Fuck.
not sure. You see one man, probably no older.
Can I also give it a try?
Yeah, you can. No older than maybe 18 or 19. He stands there for like a solid 15, 20 seconds just staring at one of your dolls. Or sorry, one of your carved wooden figures. And you see him kind of look up, meet your eyes. And in that brief moment, you realize, oh shit. Before he basically like almost forces himself to turn around and continue walking. Varus, you very much well know why.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a lost cause, Darcy. I don't think they're allowed to purchase things for themselves. Or at least for entertainment purposes.
This place is awful.
Well, the sooner we get out of here, the better.
The entire time that Darcy's just sort of is sitting there, once you tell him that, he's just sort of looking despondently at his hands.
Mm-hmm. The majority of the day passes by with no real customers, so to say, to your stall.
I'm gonna roll a woodcarver's check to see if I can make one of the golems that we saw outside.
Go for it. You make, honestly, like 80% of one, and it looks fantastic. The only things that need to be done are the arms with all the weapons that are attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're kind of considering how you should go about carving the delicacies of what appears to be a crossbow, you look up, and the rest of you all glance up at the same time, and you see what appears to be one of the golems kind of striding through the actual streets of themselves. The people are parting ways easily because they're so kind of massive and imposing, and as it strides forwards towards the center of town, you can see that its left arm, which had the harpoon gun in it previously, is currently being dragged behind it as it's kind of walking towards the center of town. For a brief moment, you're not
like completely, like broken off.
No. It's just like something is harpooned onto that arm, and as you kind of walk forward, as it walks forward towards the center of town, you do see what appears to be a man at the end of it. The harpoon having gone straight through his leg. There is no visible signs of life other than a trail of deep crimson that seems to be following him.
Oh, fuck. Why did you have to mention the blood?
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Son of a bitch.
The closest person to you is Artemis.
I know.
Just a second. I'm assuming that as soon as Darcy sees the blood, he sees that. Please continue being bad at wisdom saves. Roll a wisdom
me?
save. Yes,
Sure,
you.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm
Yes!
pretty bad.
Cautious hideous laughter. You just fucking collapse onto the ground.
Artemis just kind of looks over a bit confused, kind of seeing the guy being dragged in and just hearing him fall over and laugh. And Artemis is like, "Hey man, this is pretty fucked up."
And as you glance over towards him and see him laughing, you see that there's a lot of silence kind of filling the area until all of a sudden, for some reason, every single other person also begins to laugh.
Oh, that's awful.
Almost
they
instantly, all of them start.
Does it seem like voluntary, or is this more like the Joker in the new Joker movie type laugh?
The Joker in the new Joker movie type laugh.
Oh, that's vile.
Wait, did they start laughing after Varus did?
Yeah,
or
about like 10 or 15 seconds after.
By the way, the laughter is not necessarily like loud and raucous.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, Varus is definitely not.
Varus is like trying to stifle his mouth. He's just like doing the heaving laugh.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand.
How long until Varus's eyes go back to normal?
They don't.
In that case, Darcy is going to like basically just sort of walk you away out of sight.
Mm-hmm. You manage to kind of like half drag, half walk him away. I'm guessing you're not putting up too much of a fight, Varus.
I think I'm technically... I don't think I could do anything, right?
No, you can't. But you are also on the effects of Tasha's hideous laughter, so I'll say...
That's what I'm saying.
You basically get
anything.
dragged away into an alley.
Yeah.
Well, is it a lasting thing, or do I have to make saves every turn?
I think it lasts a minute, and you make a save every turn.
At the end of each of his turns, and each time it takes damage.
Well,
I'm assuming that fucking Artemis can help me move you away.
It'll take
absolutely.
It'll take you 3 turns to move him away. So
well, here we go.
I think that already saves, right?
I mean, you can choose to fail.
Yeah.
He can't choose to fail.
No.
Either way, the point was to hopefully make it so that this wasn't a public display of somebody fucking letting Varus bite them.
Okay. Give me...
You know what also kind of sucks, Jake?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still in Discord, but I had the exacts of my flaw on my other character sheet.
Oh, you don't have it?
No, because it was on the other character sheet.
Oh,
I'm going to have to copy and paste it from Discord again.
I can give it to you.
Cool.
I'm just... Man!
I mean, I found it. Like, I can just copy
if you
paste
have it, then
quick.
never mind. You'll be fine. Man! Fucking ruin the goddamn
Wait,
stupid
doesn't it
sheets
stop
'cause
if
they're
he's
updated.
incapacitated?
No.
What? Oh.
It stops if I draw blood.
Yep.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah, but there's got to be some other extenuating circumstance to stop you.
Nope.
Maybe.
None that he's found. Just give me a general stealth check, the 3 of you combined.
Okay.
23. It's pretty good.
Me on my way to drop that average.
Honestly, though.
Do I have to roll
yes.
disadvantage, or what am I doing here?
Yeah, roll
just
with
normal.
disadvantage.
Okay, that's what I thought. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
Honestly,
still the most
you guys
stealthy.
grab Varus, and just with the sheer power, the 3 of you managed to get him right behind, like right around the corner before Varus. I need you to make an attack roll against Darcy.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, Darcy.
Is it Darcy?
You don't even need to make the attack roll. Darcy's
Fair
just
enough.
fucking.
He's got
Let
his
me,
arm
I
out.
guess, just roll the damage.
Yep, roll the damage.
Where are you at? Oh, it's in here. teachers.
Now the
Cursed.
only one you haven't been is Vaerun. We need to get him on this fucking list.
He's
Darcy, you take
Jesus
8 points of
fuck,
piercing
man.
damage as Varus just chomps down on your forearm before his eyes seem to return to normal.
I'll give 5 points of lay on hands to Darcy to
And
kind of
as fast
cover
as
that
the
back.
actual laughter behind you started, it ends, and you see everybody else go back to their whatever they were doing before.
Definitely did not expect a bloody body to be drawn.
We still need to find a way to just... Whenever we're going into a new town, we just need to find a way to...
Actually,
There are some.
need to
I
make
don't know.
towns.
I don't know if it's going to matter to any of you, but technically, for my whole thing, as long as I get blood every day, I don't have to worry about it. But obviously, that's not.
Oh, bloody give you blood.
That's a lot of blood.
also real quick, Darcy, I can't be the only one that noticed the entire like area of the town here just laughing along with him.
It didn't seem like it was triggered by Darcy's spell.
Oh yeah, no,
Alright.
I don't think so either. That's why Artemis is going to step back kind of like out into wherever there's a group of people at, kind of look in their direction, and I'm just gonna like let out a very long and continuous like whistle.
Okay.
And basically like wait about 6 seconds or around as long as like he was in the middle of laughing.
Is
When
it
they
like
started-
single? Is it single tone or is there a tune to it?
I mean, there will be like some deviations to it and whatnot. It's not gonna be a straight like singular tone or anything like that.
What is your intention with this?
I'm mostly just trying to see if it's like perhaps some type of enchantment that causes them to go along with the whatever's happening around them, you know?
Okay. And as you kind of send out this whistle, you do see a few eyes kind of peep at you, but no, they make no change.
Intriguing.
If I had to guess, whoever's actually got them all in control has them do that. Look and laugh at the one that tried to get away. Guess what will happen to you?
Sounds about right. It's disgusting. I think we need to leave tomorrow.
Right.
Well, let's just figure out what else we're gonna do for the rest of the day, or you want to try and find the others since they don't seem to be able to actually be able to buy anything here.
Yeah, I think at that, Varus will definitely take up his sitting stone and be like, "All right, where are you? Are you?
And let's transition
Have you
over
done anything?"
to the other group.
Oh boy.
We see the other golem off in the distance, moving very purposefully towards the
A
other
little
end of town.
column of smoke over there. Oh, Neptune.
Oh, Neptune indeed. But as the other three left to go find a stall, the three of you were left alone within your rooms to kind of decide collectively on what you should do next. What did you guys want to do?
I gotta know more about the brands.
We're gonna stay low, and we're gonna do nothing that is very suspicious.
No,
Of course no.
nothing
No,
that
we're
will bring
gonna
attention to us.
no, we're gonna
Nothing.
be really good about it. We have to collect information
Yeah.
Oh no!
and evidence.
I mean, I don't think that's a very good idea.
Okay,
I believe
look
we
at these
gave Lyra
people.
standing permission to try and just fucking lock them in the room.
Oh, yeah, good luck.
Necessary.
I don't want attention to be drawn to us either. I want to know what's happening here.
Yeah. Okay, look at these people. Look how much they're suffering. We have to just make sure we're not going to do anything. We're just collecting information, seeing what's happening.
Collecting information can also be deadly if
Let's
done
just go take a
incorrectly.
walk. Let's go take a walk.
No,
Downtown.
I'm okay with that as long as no one tries any funny business.
No,
No,
of
no.
course not. No.
Of course not. We're just gonna take a walk.
Yeah.
Look at taking the sights,
I just let out a long sigh. Fine.
Cool.
Alright. You wander out of the actual building itself, and as you guys do, kind of glancing around, the streets are relatively normal. You see Varus, Darcy, and Artemis kind of wandering away in their own direction.
We'll go the other direction. And I just want to see like how many people are branded here, how many different brands there are, if any look like mine.
Sure, give me a perception or investigation check.
They're both the same.
13. The other two can also give me those if you'd like.
Yeah. I'm also looking at people. I'm looking at potential masters and shit. Suspicious people.
Unfortunately, it's difficult to tell. You could definitely see that there are people who have these brands. You could definitely see that there are people who seem to not have these brands, though you have a lot of difficulty telling them apart, mainly for the fact that, well, they could very much be hidden by the clothes that they're wearing or the various different kind of paraphernalia they might be covered in. So it's difficult to tell who might not actually have these brands. But kind of glancing around, trying to find out more information, it's very difficult.
Looking around, are there any symbols like on walls or on signs or something that look like the brands?
Give me another perception check. From the best that you can tell, there doesn't seem to be anything specific. There are a variety of different kind of brands and things that you do notice that seem to be kind of out of place. Most of them leading into alleys or into back doors or into places that you're not entirely sure. I mean, you can follow up on some of them to try and investigate, but being on the outside or being on the other side, you're not entirely sure.
It was a big manor in the center of this town, right?
Yep, set in a stone foundation. It overlooks almost the entirety of the city. Or town, sorry.
Maybe we should stroll on by.
Yeah, as tourists and nothing more.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
Sure.
How far away is it?
Given that the town is relatively small, it's not too difficult to actually just make your way all the way there. You see the actual building itself, and it's there. It's like set on a small hill in the middle of the actual town itself. There's a stone foundation that goes all the way around, that has a set of stairs. You could see what appears to be like a small metal gate that surrounds a small metal fence that surrounds the entire thing, with at the front there being a metal gate that has it closed off. As you guys are currently
Is there anyone guarding it?
From what you can tell, no.
Okay.
But give me a perception check. All three of you.
Okay.
Lyra, Vaerun, you two do not see this. But Vestelle, you kind of glancing around, trying to ascertain exactly what might be happening around here, you do see and glance back towards the direction you came. What appears to be a very beautiful half-elven woman with a black, like jet black hair tied up in a large ponytail behind her, and a red velvety dress that seems to be walking this way. And you can see that the people around her are just like completely parting ways. and it is very obvious that they seem to be coming in your direction, though you don't know if they're heading towards the manor or if they're going past or somewhere else.
Just gonna continue looking like a tourist and admiring this house, this
Yeah.
manor.
I do the same, but with
like
my
side eyeing her, seeing where she goes.
I'm also like eyeing everything.
I'll like nudge them and kind of point my head towards this woman walking our way.
Both of you spot them as well, as you are like, oh.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Do you guys move out of the way as they seem to be approaching? Or do you stay there looking at the...
Yeah, I move out of the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow the crowd. Try not to be suspicious.
Guess
Okay.
so.
All right. As you guys kind of shift out of the way, you can see she walks up to the gate, looks around a little bit. Almost most of the people around her give her like a respectful nod before she opens the door and begins walking up the stairs.
I'll try and remember her face. I'll remember you.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly whisper to the group. She probably knows what's going on.
Probably slave owner, yeah.
Undoubtedly. She must be making a lot of money if she can afford a place out. Rich, too.
Oh, it's a damn shame that we're just tourists.
We'll be back.
But yeah.
Is there room to like walk around the perimeter of the manor?
There certainly is. The majority of the people almost seem to give way so that there's like a bit of a leeway between the actual fence and where people are moving about. So if you wanted to get close to it, you could, but there's a high likelihood you might stand out.
Okay. I'm going to try and look in from where I am. Although I think it's a nat fail.
Inside of the actual building itself? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to try and look through the windows and what's in there?
You do your absolute best to try and look within, and you get nothing, mainly for the fact that you can't really see that well. At least not into the interior of the building specifically.
You said there's no guards around or like anyone that like stands watch for the house or something.
Nope, not from what you can see. So what are you guys doing?
I don't think that there's any use in standing around outside the house. I think we should move
Let's look
on.
around a bit more. See if there's any other houses that stand out. She can't be the only one.
Sure.
Since we're tourists, it doesn't hurt to ask someone, just to see if there's anything interesting around here. So we don't know anything about this town.
It might be better to ask not in the open street, even if we are quote unquote tourists.
Try and ask
Yeah.
someone who isn't marked too. Maybe they'll give more information.
I was thinking the opposite, that we could see how the other person reacts. They have a brand.
But do you think if they're branded, they can't give information? Is that how the brand works?
Well, I'm assuming if slavery is illegal in this whole place, like, they wouldn't want to, I don't know, act weird, I guess. They wouldn't want to let people know onto the fact that they're slaves.
Right.
I don't
Then that means we can't get any good information out of them.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out. Let's just keep walking.
Do I know like how exactly like the seal would work or like the mark?
You can give me an Arcana check.
Oh wow, let's do it.
Trying to think upon potential reasons or ways that this seal might work. You unfortunately don't have the grasp upon magic that you'd like, and at that current moment you know nothing.
Right, I guess
Yeah.
we'll just keep walking and see if there's anything else, like any more buildings that stand out or symbols or anything like that.
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
All of us?
Yeah, I'll look around. I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
Lyra is not great at this.
Oh,
Though it
guys.
fits in very well with her trying to blend in as a tourist.
Vestelle's really carrying this investigation.
Vestelle, glancing about, you begin to see those symbols again. And you spot one that seems to be in an isolated alley that doesn't look like there's anybody else around. It doesn't look like a brand of servitude, but it is a repeated symbol that you've seen around the actual town itself. Let me give you a description of the actual symbol itself. Hold up, let me find it. There it is. It appears to be like two separated, almost bat-like symbols. A set of wings that are kind of mirrored on one side to another, and a set of mandibles in between the wings.
That's intriguing.
It is intriguing, though you don't know what it means.
Looks terrifying.
I swear to God, if you go out and find Bruce Wayne.
Yes. There has to be freedom fighters in this town, right?
The Batman.
And it's just in some alley
Mm-hmm.
that no one else is. Okay.
As of
Can I
currently,
do
no.
his? Does it seem vaguely familiar?
You can give me a history check. Oh, you feel like you've seen this before, but any information that might be related to it escapes you.
Okay. I'm just going to jot that down in my notebook. So on my notebook, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write down like a ratio of branded to unbranded I've seen. And also the notes about the lady and her appearance.
Mm-hmm. With, unfortunately, your perception check, you'd probably think that like 98% of them were unbranded and 2% of them were branded.
Okay. I mean, yeah. And I'll ask it around about, like, from Vestelle and Lyra, how many branded they've seen.
I'm just as clueless as you.
Yeah.
Oh, the answer is
You get a little bit more of a better, clearer picture, and from what Lyra and Vestelle have seen, it seems closer to like 85 branded, 15 unbranded. Though
What the
those
heck?
15 could have been more, or no, that ratio would be way lower. It'd be like 60% branded and 40% unbranded, though you don't know if the unbranded ones might have had stuff underneath their clothes.
God damn, that's so high. Okay. Yeah, I jot that down.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think it might be a little suspicious for tourists to go down a dark alley where there's nothing. So maybe we can come back to this one.
Yeah.
In mind,
That's a
yeah.
good idea.
I jotted down the symbol. Maybe someone will recognize it.
Okay.
Where else have we seen this before? You said it was on a few other.
Buildings
buildings
and
or something?
places. Yes.
Okay.
You never saw it on a person, but you had seen it in a few different locations of like buildings and things like that. I'm going to use the washroom. I'll be right back. We need to take a short break here.
Oh boy. Should have waited 5 more minutes and I could have made my hot dogs and everything then.
It's a hot dog time?
Huh?
What?
It's a hot dog night.
Back to.
Okay, I'm back. Did anybody else go on break?
I don't know.
I think a few did.
I think Emily did.
Okay. I'll give her a little bit before we get back to Le Party. Ooh-wee. Very strange to be using this music, but it feels appropriate. Nothing is wrong. There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Yes.
Good music for tourists taking a stroll.
Exactly. Ah, looks like everyone's back. Back into it again. But yeah, it looks like there's a symbol down the alley if you'd like to investigate. If not, then that's perfectly fine as well.
Love to investigate, but I won't.
I feel like we stand out way too much.
Okay.
If only we had a familiar.
Then do you guys just wander away? What is it you're doing?
How much of the town have we walked around already?
Probably about 70% of it. It's not particularly large, and you could travel to one and to the other within a few hours, or within 2 hours, honestly.
Let's resupply. So it looks like we're doing normal things too.
Yeah, look for some shops.
Yeah, and there is no issue resupplying. You guys managed to grab a bunch of food, gear, things like that. Random places being sold. Random pieces being sold. Huh.
Do they have silver powder?
Silver powder. They do. Yes. How much are you looking for?
25 GP worth.
You managed to find 50 GP worth if you want to pay for it.
Heck yeah. I need that.
Then you get 50 gold's worth.
And I'll buy some rations and...
Yeah. You can charge all of those at regular monies. Alright. But wandering around the town, unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be anything additional that seems to be popping forth. Nothing that stands out necessarily.
You guys want to try talking to someone around here, or should we just meet up with the others?
I think we can afford to maybe talk to.
Let's discreetly talk to a person, and see what we can gauge from them.
Yeah, passively collecting the information.
No, as any visitor from another place would ask.
Certainly.
All right. So, who or what type of person do you approach? Someone who's marked? Someone who's not?
You can ask like the shopkeep, right? Like one of the shopkeepers.
I think we should ask an unmarked person.
If we can find one.
Gotta stop someone on the street.
I don't know if we should stop someone on the street.
Yeah, that's true. We want to talk kind of privately.
Yeah. So I was suggesting like one of the shops.
Yeah, that's true. Was the general store shopkeeper marked?
As you kind of
Yeah.
speak with him, he looks back at you guys. From the best that you can tell, no, he doesn't seem to be marked.
This is quite the lovely town. Everyone seems to be quite happy and busy, with purpose.
Well, you know how it is. If you have purpose in your life, everything just feels better.
Yeah. Seems like everyone has a role to do and seem to accomplish it with no complaints.
Of course, it's a happy little place that we created here, thanks to Miss Dahlia's help.
Who?
Oh, who's that?
Oh, she's the leader of our town. Our mayor, so you could say?
What was her name again?
Miss Dahlia.
Oh, I think we might have seen her on the way here.
Oh, yeah, beautiful long black hair.
Yeah, she really commanded the presence. Hard
Oh.
not to notice.
That she does. That she does.
Is that her manor up the way? The big one?
Yeah, it is.
I couldn't tell. There's like no guards or anything, so I just thought it was just another house.
Well, you know, when you're in a town that's like this, the only guards that we need are on the outside. And that's what those golem things are for, so.
Sounds like a pretty nice place. Don't have to worry about, crimes or anything. Peace of mind.
Well, it still happens every once in a while, but you know, those golems usually take care of it.
When did Miss Dahlia come here and take up office?
She's been here for a while. A few years at this point, I think. Honestly, I can't remember.
I was just I've never heard of it. So I guess maybe it was pretty recent. Maybe news hasn't traveled around.
Well, maybe not. Who knows? We don't tend to see a lot of outside people here. It's just, usually just us. We tend to keep on our lonesome, you know.
What did the town used to be like before she took over?
Before she took over? Well,
Yeah,
it's a bit of a kind of a shit show, honestly. I don't know the exact details. I wasn't around before then. I hadn't moved in yet, you know. But heard there was outlaws aplenty. People came here seeking refuge from the law. At least that was before, she stepped in, put things up proper.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you find folk visiting for? Just passing by?
Yeah, just passing by. On the way, just stopping to resupply and catch some rest.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Let's just sleep in the bed again.
Yes, the roads not the kindest to travelers, especially with these dangers out about the lands. Never be too careful.
Yeah, you know anything about anything happening around here? Outside the city, inside the city?
No, not really. I don't really pay attention. I kind of keep mainly to myself, and our city mainly keeps to itself as well. So that's just the way we like it.
Anything that we definitely shouldn't miss while we're in town?
Um, uh, hmm. There's some great cookies from that shop down the street. Other than that, can't really think of anything.
What's
Oh, that's
Philden's
excellent.
like thing? What's your like? I don't know. Do you have any kind of? I know it's not a big place, but like export, or do you do anything special here?
No. Well, I mean, the golems, I guess. Those are pretty special.
That's
They're
true. They're cool.
a little bit wrangled or brought in by Vestelle, so, they're really cool. Terrifying, though. Those things are.
Well, they're brought in by Miss Dahlia. She must have come from a pretty extraordinary place.
Yeah, I mean, rumor has it is that they were old dwarvish inventions, pre-Second Plague. Machines that were created to kind of settle in peace and things like that. And they were modified to kind of be cool and stuff. So, I don't know. Just something Miss Dahlia brought in.
She sounds like a more and more interesting person.
Certainly. Though she doesn't, she wanders outside a bit, but she doesn't like talking to people too much.
Too bad.
I was hoping we can maybe have a nice conversation.
Well, maybe
at the
you
town.
catch a word or two from her, if you ever bump into her.
Oh, so she's open to talking chit chat on the street.
Well, more like she'll say hi and then probably just go back to whatever she was doing before. Lots of purpose.
Honestly,
Lots of purpose to herself.
yeah, I imagine she's quite a busy woman. Wouldn't want to take up her time anyways, but it'd be nice to at least say hi.
Well, if you
I'd be
bump
interested.
into her, feel free. She's quite nice.
Well, I guess we will if we can't catch her again at some point, maybe.
Did you guys need anything else from me?
No, we're just
No, I think we're
wandering
good.
around.
You've given us plenty already. We appreciate the information about this wonderful town.
All right. Yeah. You're welcome. He seems to just go back to whatever it was that he was doing as you guys leave.
Can I insight him real quick? Does he feel like he's like suspicious of us?
Sure. Give me an insight check. He's curious, but doesn't seem necessarily suspicious. He's just like, they're asking a lot of questions. Wonder why. At the very least, that's the tell that you seem to get from him.
Okay. Yeah, guys, let's go move on.
Right. We're gonna go back to being tourists. Thanks for answering our questions.
Thanks for your help. Thanks for the business.
Yep. As you guys wander back out.
This Miss Dahlia person seems to be the main reason or the sole ringleader in all of this.
Yeah,
Oh,
she seems like the top dog. For sure.
Well, at least we aren't dealing with like an entire group of people or like a society, and it just seems like one main person. So
Well,
I guess you got your work cut out for you.
there's different types of brands, right? So that must mean she has people under her, at least.
Well, I'm sure if you cut the head at the top, everything else falls apart below.
Well, I plan on reporting this to authorities so they can investigate.
As long as we aren't the ones that are trying to be the authorities.
Sometimes it's not always good to be playing vigilante.
I'm very glad that you understand that.
Although, if I see injustice, sometimes you have to act.
Or you might just trip and fall.
As you guys are kind of having this discussion and walking back towards the inn that you guys were staying in, I think it was like taverns and locales, you see one of the golems kind of walking down the middle of the street. As all of a sudden, the hustle and bustle of the entire crowd around you turns from just general kind of speeches and talking to one another into almost an instant collective forced laughter for about 30 seconds as you see this golem walk with a bloody corpse, you think, behind it. As it gets near the manor, you see the arm kind of pull the harpoon back in. The leg gets dragged off, and you hear the man scream in pain before you see like two people come up, grab the man, and just drag him into the actual manor itself.
A little suspicious.
And without a single beat, everything returns to normal. Other than the bits of blood and kind of flesh bits that are on the ground near in front of the manor.
I don't know what they found funny about that. It's kind of horrifying.
That wasn't a corpse, right? That was still like kind of alive.
No,
guy.
the man screamed in pain as the harpoon was
Yeah.
pulled from his leg.
Okay, just wondering.
Okay, he looked like he was dead to us, so that's.
Well, I think it's best if we get back.
As you get
Yeah.
contacted on your stone. By, I believe,
Yeah, we just
Varus?
saw a giant golem pass by us. Did you guys see that too? Carrying
Yep,
one.
carrying a dead guy.
He wasn't dead.
What do you mean?
He got his leg ripped off and screamed out in pain. They took him into that big manor in the, town.
Lovely.
Where are you guys?
Heading back.
We'll meet you there.
All right. So I assume the two of you heard that then? He wasn't dead.
Farming. Well,
Even more reason to leave the second we can.
yeah, I just
Right.
my only concern is that I don't know how a place like this could I guess persist, especially with this whole ordeal being illegal all across the continent, Seems like a lot to have cover up over who knows how long it's been like this,
Who knows?
It's extremely suspicious. That's for
Which
sure.
does make me wonder how effective telling, say, someone a number might be.
Jake, question.
What's up?
Given my connections in Ardalan, I would have definitely known more like traveling merchants.
Yep,
Did any of them ever talk about Filden?
they did. They said it was really a pleasant town.
How what would have been the most recent account of Filden for me?
A traveling kind of salesman who does, honestly, you're pretty sure he does like snake oil salesman kind of things. He told you a little bit about Filton. He was like, "Oh yeah, it was very uninteresting. Honestly, I don't remember too much about it, but it was kind of boring to travel through." And that's about the extent of it.
How long ago was that?
Probably a month or so before you went to Free Reach.
Whoever's got all of this, they've. If I had to guess, because the process for it all is not just. Oh, there's reports of slavery. They don't just send in a military. They send somebody to investigate. They don't need to stop the people that know or go. They don't need to stop everyone that goes through. They just need to stop the person that goes to make the report and check the claims.
Yeah, but if that's were the case, don't you think that after they send one or two people and no one comes back, that
It might not be that they don't come back.
what
Yeah,
is
the
it?
golem's
Depending
here
on how
for a
long this has
reason.
been going on. Depending on
Well-
how long this has been going on. I've known people that have come through Filden. They said that it was boring, that passing through, there was nothing special. If
To be
this has been
fair,
going on longer than a month, and with the amount of people here, the amount of people that are branded, it kind of had to have been, right?
none of you really noticed until I said something.
This is also true, but someone who does notice.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
All-
like, assuming that groups come through here, that you're gonna have at least someone notice. Artemis kind of like reaches into his like one of his jacket pockets and pulls out his journal, and he'll kind of look through it before kind of saying, we saw someone, you saw someone, right? Varus, who seemed, I guess, almost like she was making a path.
Well, something like that. Everyone avoided her, at the very least.
What would you describe her as?
What do you mean? How would I describe what she looked like?
Yes, like what she looked like, I guess, like hair, facial features, any noticeable things like that.
Fortunately, I didn't really get a good look this time. The only thing that really stood out to me was long ponytail of black hair. I didn't really pay too much attention aside from the fact that people were avoiding her.
Well, I have something I want us to do in case what I'm thinking is true. As I mentioned, as at this point he's like rapidly writing stuff down on a few pieces of paper, as he says, I find it extremely unlikely that people would pass through here, especially given the location that this place is at. Jake, as a courier, is this like little mountain region here like common for people to like travel through to get from like the
Extremely.
big
It's
cities?
they either go through Filden or Vaerun for kind of traveling between the various larger cities, especially if you're taking a southern path towards Umber. From Melagast, you'd usually either stop in Green Lip Clearing or Filden, or just kind of go straight to Umber. If you're coming from
this
Free
place is
Reach, it's either Vaerun or Filden. It's pretty central.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
right in the middle.
Yeah, as Artemis is riding, he's gonna say,
It's
and
literally right in the middle of the fucking continent.
before I met all of you for a while, I was a courier, and I've traveled all throughout the Midlands, and I've made many contacts all throughout this area, and know many other couriers who have traveled about, and this little mountain region is very common. I personally have never been up on this side of it. I usually stayed on the south side for my path. But I feel like out of all the people that do pass through here, it would have been noticed. And I rip out
Nice.
the 3 pages I was writing on. I fold them each up nicely and stick it into each of our pockets.
Mhm.
And that's my point.
Yes.
That's
So
probably got some sort of magic that messes with your memory.
Exactly. That's why I've wrote down everything that we know. Basically saying that this place has slaves and potential slavers here. And basically wrote down that should we find it, that we need to go back and deal with it ourselves.
Fair enough.
Like I said, I find it extremely unlikely that a place that would have this much traffic has very little, like, interest in general, as well as no one seeming to catch on as to what's going on here.
Darcy's actually going to take his piece of paper, and while he's putting away all his stuff from the stall, he's going to put it in one of the drawers in the puppet box.
Okay.
One of the more common ones that he uses.
Yeah, I'm specifically gonna put mine since Artemis, I think, has the map. I'm gonna put mine, and since I also like drive the cart, in the case that I would have my map in.
Mm-hmm.
I think Varus is gonna open what was written on his, and underneath what Artemis has written, he's gonna write down his own little thing in Thieves' Camp of just like, if you wake up and don't remember this, that's a bad sign. He pretty much just did Thieves' Camp for himself, just so he knows that he should have this paper specifically, because it's going to be in his handwriting and everything.
Okay.
And he's going to just tuck it away into a jacket pocket.
Certainly.
That way, should we leave this area and say tomorrow we step out, or tomorrow when we go to sleep outside of this area, we happen to forget all about it, we'll hopefully find this. Basically, as you've probably seen, it details everything we know and basically tells us to go back, because I'd rather not just leave and then forget about this place and let it keep doing what it's doing and going on like nothing happened.
Right. Fair enough. Let's get going.
Yeah. I can probably get the others to maybe write something up. I know my handwriting's terrible. I know. You don't have to tell me. But we can maybe get the others to also get one as well, just in case. Then I guess we head back to the inn.
All right. You guys head back to the inn, which is now a little bit more livelier, given that it is later into the afternoon, probably about 6 or 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. 6 or 7 o'clock? There we go. As you guys are kind of entering the area, there's a few more people kind of either eating or drinking. And give me a perception check, all of you. This will be an active one. Ooh, Lyra. Ooh,
Yeah, perception.
Varus.
I actually got pretty good.
Oh, everyone was doing so well.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh wow, the group
That's okay.
group
And
perception
there's
might
the bell.
actually the group perception might actually be okay if Vestelle enters the chat.
Darcy, Artemis, and Varus. Or sorry, Darcy and Varus and Lyra. The three of you notice as you're kind of entering the actual building itself that the people here that look like they're drinking and eating and kind of having a conversation and talking about various different things, something's not right. You're not sure exactly what it is, but something isn't quite right. Varus, you realize that they're having very almost like canned conversations. As in, oh, how was the weather today? Oh, the weather was fantastic today. How is your wife?
So
Your wife is great. Oh, that is good. But they're having like actual normal. It seems like normal conversation in passing.
So, like video game NPCs as opposed to D&D NPCs.
Exactly.
Okay, cool, great, good to know.
And you do very much notice that a lot of them have the mark on their shoulder, or somewhere on their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
A few of them don't, but you're pretty sure that's because they're hidden.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think he'll just head to his room, or meet up with everyone in a room, I guess.
Okay, you guys all head to a room.
How did your stall go, Darcy?
Nobody purchased anything.
Oh, it's too bad.
More like they were most likely
Not allowed.
forced to not pay for things. The people down there, their conversations, it was very cut and dry. It wasn't normal. It was just like a puppet.
Maybe you can try striking up a conversation with them.
I haven't tried talking to any of them. Have you?
No.
Other than the barmaid, no.
We talked with one of the shopkeepers. They didn't seem to have the mark, but we can't be 100% sure if he does or not.
Are we in one of the rooms at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Artemis will pull out pull 3 more pages out of his journal. And basically hand it to the other 3, fold it up again, kind of tell them to put it somewhere on their person that they will probably end up finding it in the next day or so. He'll basically explain the process that he went over with the other 2.
Oh. Now that you explain it, it's actually really interesting.
Yeah,
Never thought of it that way.
So what happened on your outing?
Yeah, did you all see anything that was worth seeing? Anything interesting? Aside from, the golem harpooning some poor lad.
Oh.
We did walk by a woman. She had long black hair, and everyone parted ways while she walked.
We saw her too.
Her name
Where
is
did she?
Miss Stallion. Seems like she lives in that manor that the golem dropped off the guy who was steward and brought him in there.
Yeah, tracked his body in there.
Oh, I would suggest we write that down on our paper as well.
Yeah.
Can you try describing her?
Half elven. Like I said, long black hair. I believe she was wearing a red dress.
Anything like physical features?
Yeah, you got a pretty decently good look at her. So she had relatively high chiseled jaw, very fine and feminine kind of jawline, pointed nose, deep green eyes. She was beautiful, although strange.
Darcy is effectively just doing a sketch of her from that description.
Mm-hmm. You get a pretty. I mean, you saw her as well, so though you only saw her
did
from
I
the
actually?
back.
Oh.
Yeah, it was only from the back. But yeah, from the description, it looks pretty similar to what she looked like.
Well, so at least someone got eyes on her, proper eyes on her.
Yeah.
That way, if whatever is going on here does end up altering our memories of this, we'll at least have stuff to go off of.
Good idea.
Something
The
with
shop-
ultra memories.
Sorry.
I think something with ultra memories.
I think it's possible. I have a feeling that this place, again, I explained to the other two, it's pretty common for people to pass through here, especially couriers and other types of travelers in similar professions. And
That's
it
interesting.
seems extremely unlikely that so many people would pass through without any hint of what we're seeing here, you know?
When we talked to the shopkeeper, he said that not many people pass through, which I thought was strange because it's so central.
Yes, that would be. I personally, I've never went through this way. I always preferred the southern side of the mountains, but yes, it would be very common for people to pass by, especially people who have timely packages or tasks they need to do and deliver, since it's pretty much a straight shot from, say, like the Tri-Point area, Free Reach, Umber, so on and so forth.
That's true.
And I think that maybe the people who have noticed and try to do something about it while they're here possibly get converted into the people with the marks.
Quite.
Looks
Scary
like she
thought.
has quite an influence on this town. She was also the one who brought the golems.
And when did she bring them?
Fairly recently. Just a few years.
And yeah, something is definitely happening to people's memories when they pass through and out.
Well, let's keep those on us in places that we're bound to find them when we get up, whether it be tomorrow morning or the morning after tomorrow, which I assume will probably be the more likely case that we find it, and write down everything we know. And that way, hopefully, when we come to, we figure it out, and we can try and come back. Because if it is altering our memories, we need to deal with it ourselves. I don't think there will be a way to really get someone else involved,
Unless their way of messing with our memories is capturing us in the middle of the night and branding us.
True.
And that's exactly what I'm worried about, which is why I ask that at the very least you put something in front of your door to alert yourselves.
I mean, if anything, we could just leave now.
At night? Before they suspect us?
Well, I mean, if we're worried about maybe them stopping through, which I don't necessarily think that would be the MO. I feel like that would be pretty suspicious and result in a lot of people coming up missing. But, I mean, you never know. So it's up to you all if you think we can just stay here, just keep the doors kind of secured, or if we want to leave before nightfall proper and then just see what happens a little after that,
Truthfully,
What time is it right now?
Approximately 6 or 7 in the afternoon.
Truthfully, we technically won't know anything until we actually go to sleep.
Unless, well, yeah, I guess, because if it alters our memory the moment we step out, we won't have a reason to really find our notes to ourselves until we get up in the morning.
Hmm.
I mean, I do have mine in the map, so I guess there's that, but I mean, I know pretty decently well where we would be going at the moment.
We did pay for the
But-
rooms.
Yeah.
Haven't slept on a bed in a long time.
I mean, I think we go ahead and we just stay here tonight. We
Stay here, but remain cautious.
yes, if anything, I can stay up as well. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'll definitely remain cautious.
The only thing I can really hope for, if it's as bad as we're thinking it is that certain someone won't like sharing control of me.
Might be a benefit, who knows?
There was one more thing. There were a lot of symbols on the walls everywhere that we walked. There's one in particular that was on a lot of buildings. I want to try to draw it out and see if anyone recognizes it.
Give me a dex check.
Actually, I already drew it.
Oh,
Oh,
you did?
never mind.
Yeah, I have it on my book.
Vaerun has it.
Okay.
Sure. The rest of you see a symbol. You can give me a history check. Varus,
Oh boy.
you have advantage.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't like that. I don't like what that implies either. Don't
I'm
worry.
giving myself guidance.
Oh wow.
I only have a +2, guys.
Well, Darcy, you seem to have seen this before, though you cannot place it. Varus, Artemis, no idea.
Hmm.
No idea.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it before.
In what setting?
I think I flipped through it in a book, but
Well, you have it wrote down or like drawn out, right?
yeah. But,
Well,
you know,
keep
four.
it with your note, and if we get out of here, we can always.
By the way, I
look
missed the
it up
entire
in the
thing of
future.
what I knew.
Oh,
I don't think any of
you
us
don't-
knew anything.
You don't know anything. You just know that you've seen this before. You just don't know where.
Fuck. In that case, Darcy's just gonna sit down and start racking his brain.
The rest of you see Darcy sit down and just kind of begin contemplating.
Well, stay vigilant tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably stay up myself and just, I guess, keep an eye and ear out, you know.
Hmm. Two.
And plus, who knows, maybe when you sleep, you forget, and if I don't sleep, I won't forget, which will make a lot of this a lot sooner, or a lot easier to explain in the morning.
Jake, if I use enhanced ability on myself, can I roll again for history? To
No.
get extra brain juice out?
You know what? Sure, since you kind of almost succeeded the first time.
Okay. I'll think again. I'd really love some guidance right about now.
Damn, that's a shame.
Wink, wink.
My brother in Christ, aren't you a cleric?
Yeah, but I'm really concentrating.
Yeah, that's a concentration.
Oh, is it?
Give me
Wink, wink.
give me a
Nudge, nudge, Darcy.
history check. I think Darcy is too busy currently sitting down on the ground contemplating.
Yeah, he used
Yep.
it on himself, I think. He said.
I'm. Good luck.
I got
Oh,
one higher than before.
You realize you've seen these on buildings in other cities,
Oh,
but you don't know what it means.
I'll relay that. I'm like, when I was traveling, I think I've seen these before, passing in other cities.
Totally just like a construction mark of like a brand or whatever that built this place, and we're just overthinking this little tidbit of information.
Looks rather sinister for a building brand.
What,
Oh, no,
the
I'm
design
confused.
the design sort of evokes like bat wings, yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Wait a minute.
It could also be this that vampires. It might just be a hammer. It might just be when you have a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. But
Yeah, I was about to say it may be like a little case of confirmation bias, but between Tri-Point, this area, and also when we first met, was there not reports of people going missing in like Free Reach in that area?
All right, I was literally attacked by one. How could I forget?
Yeah, so if this is something that's like going, I guess, across multiple cities, what if we just stumbled across a giant conspiracy theory, or like a conspiracy that just spans all the whole area?
I really hope not.
Very
Brave.
doubtful.
The only problem with it is unless this Dahlia is like Varus and Vestelle, and unlikely that she's a vampire.
I would have known.
There's that too.
If she was like us, I would have known.
Oh, I guess there's that at least. But I don't see much more cause for us debating it and sitting here all night discussing it. I think for now the best option is for us to just get some rest and see what happens tomorrow morning.
Okay, I'm gonna remain on guard though. Don't want to get sneak attacked tonight and be branded as a slave.
All right. Good luck.
Jake, do we know with the sending stones that we have, like what happens if you try and contact someone who's asleep?
It'll work, but they'll probably get woken up.
Gotcha.
But also, the sending stones, they broadcast out of the other side of the stone, so they don't necessarily go into the person's mind. So it's like a speaker.
Gotcha. Okay. I was gonna say if we wanted one of the people staying up can hold on to it, and then someone else who's asleep in like another room can have it that way. If anything, if the other person detects anything, they can say something into it and hopefully wake them up.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be awake for half the night, but other people want to stay awake and keep watch.
Probably stay up a bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you only need 4 hours, eh? So actually, I don't need to stay up too long, I don't imagine.
Some people stay up when I'm asleep, or when I'm in trance.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
if I want to have a couple people stay up for the first half, and then
I'm no
take
stranger to
up
all
shifts.
nighters.
I don't mind staying up even a little bit.
I'm an early riser, so I prefer to wake up early rather than stay up.
All right.
I personally like to get up right at dawn. You know, that way the sun can watch me rise.
Jesus. But yeah, you guys all kind of settle into your own rooms as the night begins. Who's taking first watch?
Considering we're all in separate rooms, Darcy's taking watch for his room.
Mm-hmm.
Is
And
it
he's
possible? Sorry, go ahead.
and Darcy is going to be staying up the whole night.
Oh, the whole night.
Okay.
He has zero reason not to. He's a ball of nerves.
That is fair.
Anxiety.
How many floors does this building have? Is it
Just one.
Like one floor? Oh. So I wanted to like see if I could just get onto the roof and watch things from there.
You could, but considering that the roof is easily seeable or viewable from the street, you'd probably get some suspicious looks.
Okay, I won't do that, but I guess I can keep watch.
All right. For those of you keeping watch, give me a perception check. For the first 2-ish hours of your guys' rest, nothing really seems to kind of...
By the way, are there chairs in these rooms?
Yep, 2 chairs, 2 beds.
Okay, cool. Darcy has put the chair up underneath the door handle.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Because I'm guessing that these doors open inwards.
Yep, they also do not lock.
I figured. Wait, we were given keys.
Oh. No. Those were... Yeah, you're right. Never mind. They do lock.
We were given keys. The fuck do you mean they don't lock?
Or do they? No, they don't lock.
The
They
keys
do.
are
They do
simply
lock.
a gesture.
They do lock. Sorry, my bad. Or do they?
Yeah,
No, they do.
I'll have
They
a.
do.
Scared me.
Trying to trick us to get us killed.
No, I'm kidding.
I'll also have a door up against the, or not a door, a
chair?
chair up against the door in mine.
I
and
put a
the-
door up against the chair.
Yep. Sorry, I have this in my my bag. I just carry it around.
In my bag of holding, I just hold this giant door at all times.
It reminds me of home.
But honestly, the first 2 hours pass by without any sort of incident. The outside is quiet. The inside is quiet. It's calm for the most part. As it gets around to midnight, who's taking second watch? Or the second set of watches?
Still me. I don't need to make a con save until the end of the rest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna keep giving myself guidance. Fuck it. I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Darcy is doing it. Anybody else?
How many rests are there?
There are a
11.
total of 4 between the beginning of the rest and the end. So it's 8 hours rest.
Oh, wow,
And
it's-
each watch is 2 hours.
Oh wow, it's still one above my passive.
11. Okay.
I think I'll probably take at least the last. Stay up for at least the last one.
Okay.
So like the very, very last one.
Darcy, around midnight, give me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
Fuck.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se. As...
Darcy's still staying up.
Oh yeah, you still stay up, and whatever compels you, for some reason, you tear up a piece of scrap of paper and you kind of just toss it underneath the bed.
There it is.
I need everyone else to also give me intelligence saving throws, since you are not awake.
Yeah.
Does that increase the DC? Nah, probably not.
It's like a dex.
It would for a dex. but
Oh
not-
boy.
So everybody.
Yeah, I think
Intelligence.
mental saves are. I think mental saves aren't affected by your state of like consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, save. Saving.
Ooh.
throw.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
That's
Oof.
appropriate, unfortunately. I'm trying to remember who all was in whose rooms.
I think it was you and me.
Right.
I thought it was me and Varus. I can't remember what the last
Yeah, I
time
thought it was
was.
with Darcy.
Yeah.
It might have been that way. I don't remember. Fuck it. Artemis and Varus, and then
Yeah.
Darcy and Vaerun. Fuck it.
What happened? What was last time you were in and then?
I couldn't remember.
Darcy and Varus. Darcy, in the middle of the night, you tear up a scrap of paper. You're not really sure why. Just felt appropriate.
I'm with Artemis.
Oh, sorry.
We decided this.
Okay. Then, yeah. Vaerun, since you're with Darcy, you also wake up in the middle of the night to tear up a piece of scrap of paper, but you're not really sure why.
Okay.
I'm assuming I see him do this. Do I know why he's doing that?
Yeah, the same reason you're doing it. Because it just feels right. It feels right. And Varus, you and Artemis both also wake up to tear up a piece of scrap of paper. You're like, I'm gonna go use the washroom. That's the main reason you're up. But this piece, I don't need this. Gonna toss it underneath the
19
bed.
was too low, huh?
Yep.
Damn shame.
In Lyra and Vestelle's room, the two of you kind of wake up at almost around the same time. You're like, groggy. You want to go use the washroom, and both of you tear up a piece of paper.
What was the fucking DC?
Crazy high, yeah, I guess.
Ain't no way in hell.
No.
It's time to use the inspiration.
If you have if anybody has heroic inspiration and wants to use
We
it,
all have
All
heroic
of you
inspiration.
have it, but the problem
Unless
is,
I level
I
up.
don't.
you're not aware that you're being influenced.
What do you
by
mean you
anything.
don't? We all leveled up.
I used it last time to fucking save Artemis.
No, we leveled up.
We haven't leveled up yet after that. We leveled up immediately after that.
Right.
Yeah, you guys are. Yeah,
Sorry, I'm dumb.
that's okay, but you have it now. But unfortunately, due to the circumstances, I mean, you could use it if you really wanted to. I'm not saying you can't,
Nah, fuck that shit.
but yeah, something gets torn up, but Vaerun, you kind of wake up, you're like, do I really want to take a watch? There's no real reason to. This town's boring, and we're kind of safe within the walls.
If
So
this is a charm effect, don't elves have advantage?
this specifically is not a charm effect.
Okay. Well, everyone's awake anyways, so I guess they'll do stuff other than watching.
It's compelling us to do something. How is that not charm?
If you could see me, you'd see me shrugging.
Okay. Fuck you do then.
But yeah, the night goes on. It's relatively peaceful. It's nice. Until eventually, all of you wake up in the morning feeling rested after your long rest.
Phew.
Well, we should continue.
Yeah, let's leave.
Right. We need to get to Amber.
Exactly.
We don't remember anything that we did yesterday.
You remember you did some stuff. You kind of went around, bought some stuff, but other than that,
Right, it was,
Clearly, we just restocked.
yep, you just
It was-
restocked, kind of spent some time. For some strange reason, people weren't really into your stock, Darcy, which was really unfortunate, and basically at first, but yeah.
Honestly, I expected a bit more out of this town, but
Hmm.
it was pretty boring and uneventful. But I guess that's not a bad thing.
Tracks mostly is what I've heard.
Other than the golems, there really wasn't too much that was interesting in the town, at least from what you remember. Though, you do remember seeing a very strange, almost bat-like symbol in the town. Specifically, Darcy and Vaerun. But, as you guys exit the actual town itself and begin making your way out once more, that's where we'll call the session. For now.
Damn. We called it. Our memories were manipulated.
Well, it's not like writing shit down even helped, anyways.
Damn shame.
Seriously, how is shit like that not a charm effect?
It's a multi-layered spell. If you must know.
We need to nuke Filden right off the map.
Whoa, that's drastic measures, man. Nothing's happened yet.
We're trying to save everyone, not kill everyone.
Treat it like Cannibal Island.
Oh my god, no, not Cannibal Island again. I remember.
Considering the
nuke it
amount
right
of
off the
bullshit,
map.
I feel like it's fairly equivalent.
Yeah, probably. But hey, you guys always have a chance to come back around through Filden.
But will we have any reason to, given that we don't know anything?
Maybe.
Maybe one day our memories will come back and we'll be like, damn it, we were right.
Jake, do you actually want us to have a fucking plot hook?
That's a good question.
Vestelle just keeps walking further and further away from all of her answers.
What's that?
Because so far we have had zero reason to stay anywhere.
Our
Well,
plugs disappear.
What was the DC, if you can tell us that?
I can. It was 22.
Damn.
Oh, there was no way. Over half of us would have needed a nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, and that 20 wouldn't
Okay.
even have helped me.
I would have gotten it with a 19 roll.
Yep, Vestelle
No,
also would have
hold
gotten
on.
it.
I would have gotten
+5.
it with a yeah, I got a +5 as well.
Damn it, maybe
So I
I,
would have gotten it with a fucking 17. But whew.
I should have let Vaerun and Vestelle run loose.
Well, then we would have had 2 dead party members and 4 in slavery.
That could also
You
have
have to try everything after, anyways.